All right, hello, it's Adrian Dean, Fitness for Life and Health Teacher for Graduation Alliance. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about cardiovascular endurance, which goes along with lesson 4.2 and 4.2.1 in Fitness for Life. Um, so with that, let's go ahead and get started. It should be about 4 or 5 minutes long. All right, so when we talk about cardiovascular endurance, what do we mean? What are we talking about? What is the definition? So I took this right out of the lesson. Cardiovascular endurance uh, is the ability of the heart, lungs, and circulatory system to deliver oxygen to the body to be able to exercise your entire body for long periods of time. So this isn't just a short little couple push-ups or pull-ups. This is for, I'd say 5 minutes or longer is a good kind of rule of thumb. So we're going to get into some examples in a minute. But basically it's that heart where the heart starts working, you breathing hard, that kind of thing. And that's going to be cardiovascular. A lot of people call it cardio for short. But another word that we use is aerobic exercise, not to be confused with anaerobic, but it's aerobic. And so those two words can be used interchangeably, cardiovascular endurance, cardio, and aerobic exercise, kind of all meaning the same thing. We're using your heart and lungs together for a longer period of time. All right, and so I pulled up some pictures off of good old Google here, some examples of cardiovascular endurance. These are just a few. So we have running, which is probably going to be the most popular. You see here the girl here running the mountains in the background, kind of looks nice. But you can run anywhere. You can run on a treadmill and you can run outside, obviously. So you can run track, but she is running, looks like in some mountains there. So then we also have swimming, which is another good example of cardiovascular endurance. I had to put in LeBron James here playing basketball. So once again, anything you're doing for 5, 10 minutes or more, some people do ultra marathons and things like that where they get into hours and hours, but you don't need to do anything like that for cardiovascular endurance to build that cardiovascular capacities. But basketball, soccer, what else am I missing? Hockey, any of those sports where you're really constantly moving would be considered cardiovascular endurance. And then individual sports, tennis, swimming. Obviously, we talked about running. Just trying to think if I can think of anything else off the top of my head. So those are all some examples. I don't know if I mentioned soccer, but those are all examples of building that cardiovascular endurance. What are the benefits of cardio? Why should I even do it? I don't like doing it. It's work. Well, it might be work at first, but there are definitely some benefits. First of all, before I even go into this image here, um, it's hard to get started. Whenever you get started, it's tough, but once you get in that, after that 5 minutes, you kind of get going. It's not that bad, and you kind of get through it, and you just feel a lot better. So some benefits would include improved energy, better circulation. All the blood is circulating throughout your body. These two are kind of the um, main reasons for cardiovascular endurance. Your heart and your lungs are going to be improved, and then there's reduces health risks. There's a lot of studies out there, cancer and those types of things. Any other kind of health situations. There are a lot of diseases that really cardiovascular endurance is going to help with. So, and then obviously the main reason that most people will do is I got to lose some weight, right? So I just really need to cut some weight, and so that might be one reason why people will engage in any kind of cardiovascular endurance. All right, so with that, that's the conclusion of this presentation. Like I said, wrapped it up within my 4 minutes here, or 5 minutes, and we will hope to see you next time. Thank you for joining me.